here we are with our new top 10 video. We've got a special guest, Alicia. Say hello, Alicia.
Hello, everybody. I'm a white suburban mom, and I have 3 beautiful children. There's Branton, Chrysanthemum, and Damien!
All right, you crazy bitch. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, and here we have our other host, Craig.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be back.
All right, so starting it off, Dolores Umbridge from Harry Potter. And this bitch, she wears pink.
Rumor has it that she really liked to molest the children and also all the owls. She really was attracted to Ron Weasley in particular, and she really liked to go to his house in all pink and then get naked.
She would go over to Ron Weasley's house and the shit out of him.
Yes, from that scene in the movie with Harry Potter, you could definitely tell that she was into some BDSM shit.
That's right, Alicia. I gotta admit, I look up porn of Dolores Umbridge from time to time. That villainous, evil smile just makes me as hard as the ox in the middle of the ocean, Craig.
That's right, Tyson, and she has quite the rap sheet. She's robbed about 1,000 banks and killed about 100 people and also 1,000 more owls.
You know, I went into the Chamber of Secrets one time and I looked around and I was like, I wish I was in Dolores' Chamber of Secrets, Craig.
Well, you know, guys, after having 3 children, my Chamber of Secrets has really stretched out, if you know what I'm saying.
So next up we got, who do we have up next?
Bill Cosby. So here in the number 9 spot is Jeffrey Dean Morgan's sexy bearded face as Negan. Now this bat-wielding psycho f***ing maniac, he really likes to kill people, and he really likes to step out of RVs and say, hey, I'm gonna beat your f***ing skull in and then skull f*** you with my penis. His favorite victim, I think, was actually Glenn. When his eye popped out, you could actually see on the TV if you paid close enough attention. He got a super chubby. And I think he fantasizes about cutting Carl's hand off and putting his own fingers in his butt, Craig.
You know, I think Negan is a big inspiration. My kids and I love to watch The Walking Dead together, and I say to them while we're watching it, you see how he's beating the shit out of that f***ing guy's head? I'll do that if you lose your soccer game next Saturday, you bitch.
What a good parent, Alicia. I'm glad you weren't my mom.
You know, he kind of reminds me of my dad, Tyson. He used to beat the fuck out of our asses, although his bat didn't have nails, it just had sandpaper on it.
One more footnote about Negan, then we'll move on to the number 8 spot. One of the best things about Negan is his charisma and pure ability to just put people in a f***ing furnace. Now, I remember one time specifically, this blonde hamster tried to run away, and Negan found him. He was like, you're not going to do that. And then he put an iron on his face and melted it off, and then he f***ed his wife. Craig?
That's right, Tyson. And that is why Negan comes in at the number 6 spot. The number 9 spot. Alicia?
My kids are ugly.
Maybe Negan should take them out of their f***ing misery. Here in the number 8 spot, we have the menacing scar-faced Colonel Miles Koritz from Avatar. Now, if you've never seen a bad guy and you looked at this guy, you'd say, well, that's the bad guy. And he got attacked by something on Pandora one time, and he stabbed it right in the dick hole and then gutted it like a deer and f***ed its corpse. And then he went back to base and he said, these savages. Greg?
You know, I'm pretty sure this guy could go toe-to-toe with the Hulk. He probably injects steroids and all these other drugs into his dick and his balls. His haircut's also really cool. It's very aerodynamic, so he can move really fast.
You know, I think you can get that haircut at Supercuts for $5.99, Dyson.
That's right, Alicia. I beat my kids too. Now, this man's arms are approximately 28. They're big. He could probably not wear a button-up shirt, because if he flexed his arm, the shirt would go, ah! Ah!
My kids are scary, and I hate my life. Someone save me. I just want to do drugs again.
You know, rumor has it that this guy can lift about 3 metric mouse tons, which in metric lamp tons is about 400 bajillion.
This man, even without his giant mech suit, probably could have single-handedly killed every single one of the little blue monkeys on the face of Pandora. That big old tree was about the circumference of his dick, because he has a really, really big dick, and he drinks coffee like a f***ing badass, and he slurps it through his urethra and then shits it out his butthole.
You know, this man kind of looks like my ex-husband. He's in jail now because... Craig?
This man one time was in jail and got stabbed about 4,000 times. And his response was he just said, I need some more waffles, and then put a Band-Aid on it and went to the kitchen.
Jesus f***ing Christ, I am scared of this bastard. All right, well, we're moving on to number 7 spot, if that's okay with the Colonel. Bird, did it get cold in here, guys? Because number 7 spot is the abominable snowman from Rudolph. Now, this big old f***er used to run around and he would plagiarize books and write his own books with the plagiarized information. And then he would go to the village and say, hey, I'm going to read to all the kids. But then he would slaughter all of them with a machine gun and laugh at the corpses while he was putting his feet on the snow because he's a snowman. Alicia?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose like a light bulb. And if you... Craig?
Well, you know, Alicia, rumor has it that he likes to pee in the snow, and then he likes to get down on his all fours, and he likes to roll around in it just a little bit. And then he likes to put it on a snow cone and give it to Mike Wazowski. Tyson.
This one time he peed in below 0 temperatures and it formed a big old icicle, and he ran up to Grandma and shoved it in between her sternum and her lungs, and it punctured her lungs, and she was going and then she died, and the abominable snowman skinned her and wore her as a coat because it gets kind of frigid where he lives. Craig?
You know, one of the most dastardly deeds that he ever did as a villain, he single-handedly placed the iceberg that sunk the Titanic, and then when Rose, that stupid f***ing bitch, wouldn't let Jack on the piece of metal, he went under and he grabbed his feet and drug him under the water. And that's why Rose killed herself at the end. One of our honorable mentions, the Babadook, is actually... He's gay now. I don't know if you heard about that, but he's actually the abominable snowman's cousin, and sometimes they go to Arkansas and each other.
I remember when I was about 6, my older cousin used to come into my room at night and take the sheets off of me and strip my clothes down, and then... All right, on to the number 6 spot. Woo, yippee! All right, guys, here we are at the number 6 spot. Now, you can ask yourself, what kind of wrinkly, weird-eyebrowed, scaly, creepy motherfucker that kills children and molests them too would be in this spot? You guessed it, it's Truett Cathy. I mean, Mr. Waternoose. Now, what really made him evil was his super wrinkly cheeks. If you had to look at those things for more than 5 seconds, you'd throw up on yourself. He's a nasty fucking mole-ridden motherfucker, Craig.
One time, I was trying to sleep after watching Pootie Tang. I was trying to sleep, and I was like 2. And Mr. Waternoose, he opened my closet door and he came into my room and he used one of his pincers to tickle my butthole a little bit. And I kind of liked it, but I was also really scared. And that's why I'm scared of spiders and scorpions today. And Chick-fil-A.
I don't think Mr. Waternoose is evil because I share his dream of killing children, specifically my own children, because I don't want to deal with them anymore. They're annoying and ugly and not funny at all, and they're bad at soccer, and they made a B on their report card, and I'm so mad at you, Chrysanthemum. Be smarter! I hate you!
You know, I remember when he was trying to chase... Holy sh...
I have to put my mouth around this, but thank you, Tyson. It doesn't smell bad in here at all. It smells like a spring day without my children around. Craig?
You know, I really do appreciate his invention, though. Those little scream capsule things. That's pretty cool. I wish we did something like that with our powers, because, you know, our power system runs on electricity. That'd be way cooler if we could use, like tickling my butthole.
That's right, Craig. We're gonna move on to number 5 now because, all right, guys, here we are at the number 5 spot, Dr. F***ing Salvador. Now this crazy bastard runs around and just slings that chainsaw around like I did my 3-year-old when he wouldn't stop crying. You know, he could honestly kill any superhero you threw his way. Now, I remember his run-in with Superman, but Superman doesn't remember it because he got his fucking head cut off because Dr. Salvador's a fucking badass. The only thing tougher than his double-sided chainsaw is his powerful jumping power. And he can jump about 28 stories in the air and then run a triathlon, and then he could also kill everyone in the Dragon Ball Z universe only with his chainsaw. Greg?
That's right, Tyson. You know, Dr. Salvador is not only insanely fast, but he's also one of the strongest motherfuckers in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. He had a run-in with Hulk, and not only did he shove the chainsaw up his asshole, but he cut off his dick and his face. And then he wears the face under the sack, and it probably smells really bad. And it's probably not green anymore by this point.
You know, I need Dr. Salvador to beat the fear of the Holy Lord into my children.
Now, there is one way to escape his double-bladed fury, and that is by running away like a bitch and then grabbing onto that little handlebar thing that takes you to the other building. But then Dr. Salvador can just jump the over there and parasail with his overalls that are all bloody and crusty from killing all the little children and Mexicans and Leon Kennedy.
All right, I think we've jacked off Dr. Salvador enough here. Yes, he can solo every fictional character ever created with one hit to the neck, and they bleed out and die, and they'll be down here in hell with us. All right, folks, we're here at number 4. Doodle Bob, drawn by SpongeBob SquarePants himself from a magical falling pencil that was owned by a god up in a boat for no reason. It was magical. Rumor has it that now that he's been released upon the world, anyone can draw him and bring him to life. Now, Tyson, what the are you drawing? Oh, God damn it, Tyson. Well, luckily, folks, he only damaged Tyson quite a lot, but not me or Alicia. He ran out the back door.
I wish I could draw some new children because I f***ing hate mine. They're a disappointment, and that might sound narcissistic, but I'm the best, and they will never live up to my expectations.
He stole my kidney and said he's going to sell it on the black market. Anyway, Doodle Bob is quite the badass. He can create bowling balls and throw them at people, and he can also erase your butt. Now, he did this to SpongeBob, and as you would guess, if you would get your butt erased off, you can't poop. Where's all that poop supposed to go? You guessed it. You'll just die, and then it'll come out of your mouth. And no matter how tight you clench your teeth, it'll just ooze through the gaps.
You know, that reminds me of a wonderful, critically acclaimed movie I watched the other night, The Human Centipede, where they would eat the other person's shit. And honestly, it doesn't look that bad to me. So maybe if Doodle Bob came over and did that to my kids, then I would never have to feed them ever again, and I would stop having to go to the grocery store. Because that shit's expensive. And have I mentioned that I hate my children?
Just thinking about that magical pencil and all of its powers it could bestow on you, and you could erase Donald Trump's stupid fucking hairdo. You could even erase other magical pencils that other people have gotten.
You know, sometimes I wish I could erase your extra chromosome, you duck.
All right, guys, we're back here at number 3, Thanos the Mad Titan. Now, Thanos, he's a big old f***er. The only visible injury that anyone causes to Thanos in the entire movie is Iron Man, which makes no sense because Doctor Strange and Hulk and even Drax is more powerful.
Well, you see, Craig, Thanos was actually beating the absolute out of the Hulk, and it caused the Hulk to have erectile dysfunction. So nobody can beat the Hulk except for a purple Hulk named Thanos.
One thing about Thanos that I really admire is when he threw his stepdaughter off a cliff to get that soul stone, which honestly I like to do sometimes to my daughter. What's her name again? Chrysanthemum?
Thanos also once went to Food City, and he was looking for the biggest and plumpest turkey that he could find. And when he didn't find it, he went, and then all the employees just fucking exploded, and all the turkeys came back to life, and they sucked his dick.
Did you guys notice that when he snapped his fingers, an awful lot of the Wakandans disappeared? I think there's something going on there. He's kind of a little racist, I think. I personally love minorities, but Thanos doesn't.
I actually had a math class with Thanos at one point in time, and he wasn't good with multiplication. He was really, really fucking good at division, though.
I remember this one time I saw on CNN, he was in this tug-of-war race in elementary school. He got beat by the Hulk, so Thanos got real mad and started screaming, and he lifted his arm up and said, "Fine, I'll do it myself," and then the moon split apart and fell all over the world, and everyone died. Only half of them, though.
You know, Thanos isn't that bad of a guy. He actually did me a favor one time. I had 2 dogs, and I could only afford one of them. So Thanos grabbed one of them and squeezed it so hard that its eyes popped out like little salty jelly beans. And it didn't even yelp. It didn't feel a damn thing because Thanos just gripped it real tight with his hand and suffocated the life out of it. But it was a quick death.
Are you getting that confused with Loki?
Yep, my 2 dogs were Loki and Thor.
I heard he likes to get kinky with that glove of his. He likes to finger his wife. He also likes to use it as a portable toilet. Except for when he has to use it, he doesn't like that part.
You know, Thanos also did a swimsuit commercial one time back in 2016 in December, and he was sitting out in the ocean and flexing his gluteus maximus, which is his butt. And someone walked up and they went, "Damn, girl, you thick." And he turned around and went, "I'm Rick Harrison, and this is my pawn shop." He also built a car one time with his dad, and his dad said, "Good job, son." And Thanos said, "Thanks, Dad." And then his dad looked him in the eye and said, "I'm gonna fuck your mom later."
All right, thanks, Steve. Moving on to the number 1 spot. I mean, the number 2 spot.
All right, guys, here we are at the number 2 spot. And we have bitch-ass Anakin Skywalker, also known as Darth Vader.
Yeah, this guy's a really big baby. The only reason he fought Obi-Wan Kenobi in the first place is because he said that he liked the beach and hanging out in the sand. And you know how Anakin feels about sand.
That's right. It chafed him so bad that his balls shrivel up and fall off, and then his face also looks like a ball sack. And he's actually tied for the number 2 spot. We also have the buffalo from The Lion King. Now, if you really think about it, the buffalo are the true villain of The Lion King. And yeah, Scar was there and everything, and he pushed Mufasa off the cliff, but those f***ing buffalo killed him, and he's real dead because of them. Craig.
They really should have built buffalo roads a lot better than they did. I mean, they really just didn't have any roads back in the pioneer days, and they should have driven more boulders. You know, they used to drive those babies for miles. Scar really fudged that one up, but he's really not the villain. He's a really nice guy. I've met him before. His scar is not, I mean, it's pretty ugly. His face is really ugly because of the scar, and he's also really stupid, but I like him.
That's right, and they're also in Africa, so everything's just a little bit dumber by default. Yeah, Darth Vader definitely takes the cake on number 2, and if he did make a cake, I bet it would be chocolate with chocolate because he's a f***ing weird ballsack-looking bastard. Here we are at the number 1 spot, and you guys guessed it, it is the Overlord. Now, not only is he charming, he's also not behind us right now. He is the best choice for the number 1 spot because he's big and handsome and not behind us right now, and we're not doing this as a form of propaganda to make him look better.
He's the handsomest, purplest dinosaur I've ever seen. He has good singing skills and counting on his fingers. Guys, he's got us hostage. Call 911 right now. Also, order me a sandwich because he doesn't feed us.
Yes, the Overlord is the sexiest dinosaur I've ever seen in my entire life, and I've seen a lot. I find them sexually attractive. Jurassic Park is my favorite movie. I like watching Jurassic Park porn with the alien Overlord.
I think we can all agree Barney is the best villain. He's at number 1. Send help, guys. He's got us hostage. Bring me a sandwich.
That's right, Craig. He really is the best at holding us hostage. Someone please come help. And I also want a sandwich, but no mayo. And I once played chess with him, and he beat me real good.
And he's gonna find those alien hunters, and he's gonna beat the shit out of them, and then enslave them.
We're gonna go ahead and move on, though, Alicia. We're gonna move on to the number 0 spot. Tyson.
Here we are at the number 0 spot. Now, the only guy that is fitting for anything better than number 1 is Handsome Jack himself. And the only reason that he is here is because his charisma levels are better than Adolf Hitler's.
Handsome Jack is a special case because he made an entire robot army out of nothing but charisma. And he once killed father of 2 with a spoon and gouged their eyes out.
One of the better feats that Handsome Jack has done was he killed the giant toothed vagina monster that came out of the vault and then took its eyeball and made it watch porn for 1,107 hours. And now it can shoot laser beams, and also Handsome Jack raped somebody with a robot arm. Alicia.
Was it dinosaur porn?
It was Resident Evil 4 porn. But anyway, Handsome Jack, best villain, hands down, because he can make duplicates of himself, and when he makes duplicates of himself, he also talks about his diamond pony. If he didn't kill his diamond pony by jabbing a hot soldering iron right into its throat, he wouldn't be the best villain ever. Now, he also killed Helena Pierce and told her that her face was ugly, but he didn't have much room to talk. Now, we're going to wrap this up by saying every villain on this list is a bitch, and we challenge you to come and try to f*** us up, and we could f*** your shit up, nigga. Alicia?
Just remember, every villain is lemons.
All right, join us next time for another Top 10 video. We'll see y'all next time. I hope everyone has a good Christmas, even though God's not real. Goodbye, everybody.